Hi, hi, hi. Hello. It's me again. Ah, good day sa inyong lahat at saka sa saan man kayo naroon. So now I am inviting you again for the second part of the OHANA Zero Suicide.IE. So this is the continuation, I mean sa first part ng aking video the last time with Angeline Collins Driver and also Colum O'Brien. So I hope guys na in this video makakuha tayo ng lesson ba, because life is still beautiful kahit may mga pangyayaring hindi maganda sa atin. So I think that's the lesson there. So I am inviting you again guys to watch, please. And so in behalf of myself, Angeline Collins Driver, and Colum O'Brien Motivation, thank you so much sa mga nag-watch guys sa first part, and I am hoping to na mag-watch na po kayo ulit ngayon sa second part. So this is more on messages from her friends guys. Please do watch, and I am thanking you in advance for watching this. Okay guys, be safe again and be well, and every day is beautiful, and all of us is own problem na okay lang di ba guys? Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Angeline Collins Driver, and I am a very good friend of Cecilia's, and I want to say hello to all her subscribers on YouTube and to thank you all for looking at my story. I'm also the founder of OHANA Zero Suicide, and my passion and my purpose is to really reduce suicide in Ireland and across the world. So I would hope that by listening to my story that I can help somebody else, and also that you all log on to OHANA.IE and do the training that will really support people in being able to see the signs, know what to say, and then get the resources that are available to help somebody in distress. So thank you, Cecilia, for sharing my story. I hope we'll be friends for a long, long time, and good luck with your new YouTube channel. Bye everybody. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are more than welcome to this episode 90, we understand, of the Coffee at 11 show. Delighted to have you here, and thank you for taking time out to join us. And in particular, I'd like to welcome our very special guest this morning, Angeline Collins Driver, who's zooming all the way in from Donegal with an extremely important message for us all. Angeline, please say hello and cheers us with your coffee cup or mug, if you have one.
Hello everybody.
Lovely, lovely. Before
Beautiful place. I'm going to get ejected if I'm not careful. So then Kathy, she joins us. She couldn't stay with us again today. It's so great when it's just like a real cafe. You know, they pop in, they have their cup of coffee, they stay as long as they can, they listen in and then they'll pop in again later. And Kathy, who joins us at some unearthly hour over in New Hampshire in America, and she said, "You're so brave to share your story. I'm so sorry I can't stay, but I will watch the replay. Thank you so much for your bravery, Angeline. It will help so many." Isn't that a lovely comment, Angeline? So Noelle again popped in. She said, "We need to remove the stigma. Vulnerability is a sign of strength. It's in our brokenness and fragility that we let light in." I thought that was a lovely way with words, Noelle. Not that I'd expect any less. You are precious. I love that word, precious, too. It's all in your name, too. Angeline. Oh, yeah. So thank you for that. So again, because everybody was looking for the links, Eamon has, which doesn't happen very, has never happened really actually, it's taken 90 shows. He's popped in the links 2 and 3 times because there was so much activity in the cafe looking for it, which is again a really good sign. So thanks for that, Eamon. He shared something else which I'll come to in just a moment. I liked Noelle, that the poet Mary Oliver, she has a quote, what are you going to do with this one wild and precious life? And Noelle, you reminded us of that quote, with one precious life, what can you do with yours to support others? And ask that question to show that you care. Eamon, who of course is our Celtic warrior Buddhist monk who got us all nicely grounded each time for the Coffee at 11 show, he said, you and your team were amazing. He experienced suicide directly in his family when I was 3, being the first on the scene, and came very close to myself, which we've heard in Eamon's story, which you can of course see on replay at some stage. Came close to himself at age 21 and 39, and so grateful for every moment since, being able to help others. He will be doing this training today, Angeline, and he would love to help in any way that he can. Give for Angeline or Noelle, or indeed both of you, to give a shout to Eamon if there's anything whatsoever you can do. So you're recruiting soldiers all the time. Wow. This really important role, you know. James, who is another adored regular visitor to our humble little cafe, thank you for being here, James. He said how brave you are to give voice to their pain and experiences. It's this open compassion and box Jason Quigley. You've this won't be news to you now, Angeline, but I thought it was great. You know, Eamon was sharing the links, and Jason Quigley said the OHANA.IE suicide training opened my eyes on how to spot the signs that someone may be having suicide thoughts. What I found really helpful was the OHANA.IE that broke down the steps to take and the language to use by outlining some real life scenarios that everyone will be familiar with. The OHANA.IE suicide training is an invaluable resource, and I encourage everyone to complete it, and it could help save a life. So thanks for sharing that with us, Eamon. He's always great, on the hop, on the fly, making sure to enhance our Coffee at 11 show experience, and you always do such a great job. Thanks, Eamon, for that, and such lovely words from Jason Quigley. Dee Keogh, who again has been with us since the early days, thanks for being here, Dee. What are we experts in? Connection, community, reaching out and saying how are you and waiting for an answer. Let's get back to what we're good at. It's a great start by trusting your instinct, and she loves that you responded to those 9 words. Well done. Do you want to share those 9 words again, Angeline? What were those 9 words?
Show you care, ask the question, and make the call. Make the call for help. That's what you need to do. Yeah.
That could be our tagline for today. I really think it's great, like you say, nice and succinct. Kira, who again, thanks for being here, Kira, big smile there, another previous guest. She's honoured and privileged, Angeline, to work alongside you over the last couple of years. You're an incredible advocate for mental health, and I have the absolute honour and privilege to work alongside you for the last couple of years. You've heard her story, and that she's grateful today that she have heard yours. Thank you for your bravery and your honesty and all the work you do. She's so proud of you. You know, we never get tired of hearing that, Angeline, do we? So, you know, no matter who we are or what we're doing, someone's proud of us. Do you know what I mean? And thank you for saying that, Kira. It's something that we all need to hear a little bit more of. And she says, thanks for being you and the start of a new journey, and she'll be with you every step of the way. That warms my heart. Thanks for that comment, Kira. Jer says he's late to the show, but he was very glad to have made it. What an eye-opening and really relevant conversation around such a hugely important topic. Thank you for sharing your experiences. So as you can see, so much. Kathy Corbett says, beautiful conversation, and thank you for your gift of honesty. And shared in those, thank you, Colin, those 9 all-important words, the tagline for today. So I'm going to take a deep breath. I was trying to get everybody's in. So thank you, everybody, for such beautiful comments. We can invite one question for the time being. If somebody would like to raise a hand. Oh, Seamus. I'm seeing the notebooks and people are taking notes as well. I love that. Seamus, would you like to unmute and ask Angeline your question this morning?
Angeline, good morning, and thank you for sharing. Just a question. I was involved with the Lions Club and suicide awareness over the years in Ballincollig, and it was something people avoided, the subject. And can I ask the question, are the boys still more at risk than the girls, or is there an increase in the girls' suicide rates as well? It's something, I have 3 daughters, it's always worried me, friends of mine have died through suicide. And is there an increase in the girls rate of suicide as opposed to the boys. Is that a question that makes sense?
Well, yeah, it makes perfect sense, and everybody's concerned about their own, and it is such a, now it's on everybody's mind, I suppose, because it has become more common. I'm not a professional, Seamus, by any manner of means. We have looked at the statistics, and there is apparently an increase in girls. Males definitely is still predominantly much, much higher. At the moment, it's the middle-aged men, that are and even, farmers, people that are divorced, maybe are not seeing their children, maybe their finances, breaking down, all of that. But from what I understand, and we haven't put statistics deliberately on our website because we don't fundraise, and it's really just we would have to be updating because they change all the time, so we deliberately didn't want to go into that side of things. We really wanted to keep it simple, to just look out for them, let them look out for each other, have them all do the training if they're over 18. If they're slightly under 18, we suggest maybe they do it with an adult, if they're in that age bracket. But it's just really being vigilant. Being vigilant and aware, and supportive of their schools, because the schools are brilliant. They do an awful lot of mental health work now in their schools as well.
Indeed, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Thank you, Seamus. Thank you for your heartfelt question. Your voice even laced with concern. It's lovely to hear, and to hear you have a chat there with Angeline. And thank you for your lovely response, Angeline. I think with so much interest in it, I'm going to offer out one more question before we hand it back to Mr. O'Brien. Is there anybody else would like one more question? Eamon, I think you might have a question.
I would be honoured to ask a question if there's space for it. Angeline, thank you so much for, when Eamon goes quiet, something coming on. My question would be, so I suppose it's the thing that, I looked at for me. Could you share maybe something of, let's say, your easiest go-to, your quickest go-to grounding tools, your coping tools, the stuff that when you need to just kind of drop into a healthy space, something's happening to me right now and I can take myself to that, checking myself, minding myself. What could you share? What would be your quick go-to tips, let's say, for you?
Right, well, about 10 years ago I did a course called Landmark Education. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but Landmark Worldwide is the website, and from that I found that everything passes. First of all, whatever's going on at the moment, just breathe, like what you did earlier is like, and something that happens and the story that we add to it can sometimes make it so much worse, so if we can stay with the accurate facts of what happened and don't add the story that will she and thinking, well, she said this because she thinks I'm a bad person, or such thing is happening because blah blah blah, and just stay in what exactly the facts of that incident were and know that it will pass really is probably what keeps me going. But I definitely would highly recommend doing the Landmark Forum as well. I just found it it probably made all the difference in me being able to put my past in the past and moving on, because I think when people are abused, sometimes they're living with that abuse on a daily basis, thinking about what happened, and maybe the perpetrator is roaming free, and that in itself can manifest in so many ways. Whereas if you actually can put that in the past and be free of it, then it's not happening anymore, because I found that really freeing, and I got that in 3 days of a weekend, on that course. I found it really, really incredible.
Yeah, there's incredible freedom in that, and feelings aren't facts, right?
Exactly, yeah. It's what we add sometimes can be the problem, what we add and what we interpret, other than, what actually happened at the time. Maybe your boss is giving you a hard time and it's like he's the worst boss ever, but actually maybe he's only trying to get a job done, and you're not, pulling your weight. And maybe just look at what I'm doing, all the time. It's what am I doing here, or what could I be doing that would make a difference to what's actually happening. I find that really, powerful.
That's great. Thank you, Eamon, for another, as always, really insightful question. So it's great to see the tic-tac there, or the tic-tac-tac-toe situation there. So really good. Thank you very much, Eamon.
Could I say something? Hiya, Angelina.
Hello.
How you doing? I watched Vicky Phelan last night, and in her interview, and she had 3 words. They were when she was helpless, hopeless, and powerless. When she got her diagnosis, and you just reminded me of that this morning. When I listen to somebody, I always take notes, and I have power lift, deadlift, uplift, and
very good.
Your way of sharing is just phenomenal. I've been around people that, I don't mean that in any shape or form. I'm a good friend of Gary Cunningham's, and he told me that he was honoured in what you offered him, and he would be somebody, and James would know him. I just saw him on the Late Late Show, wrote to him, invited him to come to Kerry, and he spoke at a conference, Powering Our Community, and he came to Writers' Week, and just amazing stuff happened. But you know what, when you spoke about the serendipitous moment, the energy of being moved, because I still believe in happy ever after. I still think it's all going to work out. But what you said was when you rang the guy in America, or I have it written anyway, and he had the dream, and then I love the way Colin linked Princess Shelley, I think I'm nearly taking over your job. But when you then Colin came in with when you were 14 or whatever, you were being chosen to do what you do. I just feel very affected by that, and I'm kind of all my life wanting to serve, and I'm always trying to keep the wolf from the door. Like, I just have a pain in my arse with that stuff, and it's not, I don't mean this, but then the joy when I clock in to coffee at 11, and it's like just a different energy field where people just get you, and they just got you, and they have your back. And so listen, I do. Listen, just blessings. You're just gorgeous, and I just want to say, I just love you. I am so glad. I love you that we tuned in. I'm beyond touched, but you just reminded me of the grit that Vicky Phelan has. What you see in what you see in others is in you. You know, that's why don't see any shit in anyone, because you got to look at your own shit. You know, so just blessings, and you're just wonderful. So.
Isn't that just? And by the way, TEDx speaker herself, was it lessons from the cul-de-sac? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
One of the things actually they taught us in Landmark is that we have a greater fear of our greatness than of our failure. You know, so Dee, your business will be fabulous. Don't worry. Good luck with it next year.
You're super. Like, thank you.
Gary, by the way, he's on our team.
I know. He told me that. Sure. I love Lily. I love Eilish. We brought them all to Kerry. James will tell you, we had a blast. I had no money. We put this conference on that would blow you out of the water. Powering our community, plugging into your potential from an idea.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
Isn't this the way to live, lads? You know?
It really is. Yeah. But I think Dee and Angeline, case in point, both, right? You step forward. You didn't try and force something. I think it's really important. Too many people are like, they approach life like they're constipated, trying to make stuff happen. Right? Is it far better to just step forward, go with the flow, and see where the universe takes us, rather than trying to force our own way? Great stuff. Come here, Noelle and Tommy O'Brien. I'd love to get my dad in. Noelle, ladies first.
Just Colin. First of all, Angeline, you are just unbelievable, just so precious. And I mean, when you see this back, you will be so proud. And Colin, I want to acknowledge, I call Angeline the godmother, but I think, Colin, you're the godfather of creating authentic conversations like this. I mean, it's the same me. I mean, I want to thank you as well for inviting me, because it was the first time that I, was as vulnerable to share as much as I did as well. And I too did the landmark years ago with Angeline, about 20 years ago I think, and my first stop was a Bewley's coffee shop, and Colin, I think I remember seeing you there. Coffee on my own, and it's very fragile, and it dawned on me, but this idea of creating a possibility, I mean, what could we do, you know, if we are take on this idea of doing something valuable with our one precious life. And it is scary, but actually what you said as well, Lee, about what you get back is just it's so precious. And if, as Angeline said, if we start with our families, with our community, with our friends, and just, you know, create that opportunity is just brilliant. And I think the whole idea of authentic, real conversations and creating possibilities of miracles and cures and healing wells. And I keep thinking of the Seamus Heaney poem, The Cure Troy. We use that as part of our anthem, and you know, to win the Derry City of Culture. We thought we had the chance to open hell, but you know something, just say yes. Do the course. It's very, very simple. It can save a life, it can save a community, it can save a family. And Angeline, I keep joking about her name, Angel C. Driver, her ability to lift weights and move mountains, and I just think we follow her lead. It's an all-island thing, you know, and we can't wait. You know, look at the build-up to Christmas. Now's the time. Do it now. Don't waste it.
Happy days, lovely stuff. Thank you, Noel, thank you. It sounds like I've got to make everybody an offer they can't refuse if I'm... You'll make you an offer you can't refuse. Right, Tommy O'Brien, the Da, great to see you.
So, Angeline.
Hello. Oh, hello. How are you? Lovely to meet you.
Well, lovely to meet you. Thanks for that wonderful sharing and the life you've had. Incredible, but you came through it, and you're going to help so many people. That's the wonderful thing about the downsides of life. We can help people along the way. So I was writing a few notes, and yesterday, Joanne and I have a very dear friends, professional people, and I said to Joanne, I wonder what's going on. Is there something wrong there? But because of that, I'm going to ring them, show your care, ask the question, make the call. So I hope to do that. And the other thing you mentioned about, you don't have to take on the world. So I wrote down here, community group to help. So work locally, you know, and that's something that I'll do the course, of course. He knows all my story, I suppose. Brush with some of the stuff you were talking about. And I wrote it, I'll show it to the gangs at the time, but I just finished the last two verses. So whoever you are, or whatever the pain, please believe me, I know you'll regain your health and good humour, and life will be fun. You've fought the good fight and the battle you've won. You might think this strange, but it comes from the heart. And I look back and view my life from the start. That time in my life, I was lower than low. That was the time I learned it.
Oh, that's...
I wish you well, Angeline. I wish you well, Angeline. So what you're doing and what you've done and all the crew, the column has gathered around them. Wonderful, wonderful people. God bless you all. Wish you well.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tommy.
Yeah. And thanks for that. That was just gorgeous.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, saw a few tears dropping there on that one.
Thank you, everybody, for your beautiful comments.
Great. And you know, Angeline, loath though I am to admit it, that actually is one of my favourite parts of the show too, is the Princess Shelley piece, right?
It's not loath. Not loath.
No. But so the team, and of course Katrina O'Brien, we couldn't do this without Katrina O'Brien. So this is a collaboration, beautiful collaboration. So proud to be part of it, and it wouldn't have happened without our special guests. Wouldn't happen without that team, but it wouldn't happen without these wonderful people who come in, right, and give up their time and they rock into the our little cafe. And just sit here and. But privileged in particular today, Angeline, given that this is day one of, you launched yesterday, this is day one of the journey of OHANA.IE. And as I said earlier, your team doubled from 16 to 32 instantly. And we need to send it out there and see where it goes. So, folks, it's been an absolute joy having you all here this morning. In particular, it's been such a pleasure having Angeline here. I want to thank a few people. I want to thank Princess Shelley. I want to thank Angeline Collins Driver for being here and for being our special guest today. Angeline, namaste.
Thank you, Colin. Can I just thank one person before I go? And that's my darling husband. He's been there, Jerry. He's been there through thick and thin. Drove me to Dublin yesterday and back, and I love him to bits. And I just want to say a massive big thank you to him.
Hi guys! It's me again. This is just a reaction sa napanood kong video ni Angeline, my friend. So, lahat tayo guys nakaranas ng like a mild depression maybe, or maybe ang anxiety. Lahat tayo guys. Yan, lalo na yung mga sa ngayon, sa sitwasyon natin ngayon. So, yun lang ang inano ko na share ko lang to sa inyo na even na may naka-experience tayo ng like anxious tayo or depressed tayo or like meron tayong mga like medical problem, like mental problem, and poverty na ngayon dahil sa sitwasyon natin ngayon sa all over the world, hindi lang sa dito, hindi lang sa Pilipinas, so hindi lang sa atin, no, all over the world, especially yung mga hindi nakauwi. Ako nga yung aming plan is really na makauwi, but no way na makauwi ka until na masettle lahat to. So just may back to the video. We can help people na merong silang signs and symptoms, just like in the video, no? Not only that guys, not only na sa suicide, but only also on the other sides ng mga problem natin. So my reaction is that we should talk with somebody, guys. We talk to our own family. Kung hindi mo kaya mag-talk sa family mo na may ganyan ka ng sitwasyon o may ganyan ka ng problem, talk to your friend, and then and if not, talk to the psychotherapist or the psychiatrist or even your friend lang na makalabas lang yung emotional disturbance sa iyo o sa akin o sa lahat o sa kanino man, di ba? Yun lang naman guys ang importante, ma-share mo kung ano yung nararamdaman mo. Kasi yun din po ang sinabi ni Angeline na before, she just keep on herself. Tapos parang hindi siya nag-get ng mother niya, and then until na ganun ang nangyari na nag-asawa na lang siya ng early kasi nga syempre sometimes yun lang naman yung parang outlet natin na makaalis sa ganyang sitwasyon. So now we can do on our own little way talaga. Talk to your friend, talk to your parents, talk to your family, and that's why I am just sharing to all of you. And thank you guys sa pakikinig ha. So ako ang na-learn ko dito kay Angeline, sa friend ko, na she is very strong and she is very what you call this, yung trust niya sa sarili niya, and then ang kanyang and also her kailangan kong lumabas kasi nandyan pa rin ang kanyang since 14 years old na ganun nangyari sa kanya. So hindi lang basta-basta yun. So for all her life na 60 na siya ngayon, then last December 26 na lang yan na open up sa media guys, sa media. So maybe yung ibang family niya nakakaalam, pero still deep inside sa kanya meron pa siyang gustong i-share talaga, na gusto niyang matulungan ang mga taong na may ganyang experience. Ayan lang guys, I hope we can have a better and sound mind talaga. If not, ay nako, nandoon na tayo guys sa isang lugar na within the four walls lang, and yun ang worst. Kasi ano na yan parang hindi na natin, it will be a hard, but so I'm gonna shout out my team Makulay. Welcome again to my channel, the support chatters. Thank you so much. First, Kuya Parts, Engineer Marty, Kuya Moares, Kismart TV, Besti Saudia Vlog, Idol Marlo 12, Heart Explorer, Bam Bam Hermes, and who else now? Pisha Sabik, Darling Ko, Lovely Ems, Crystal Wanderlust Diary, Cooking with Sang, Lovely Ems, Carlito, Aurelio, Bajin TV, Mercy Garcia Creation, who else now? And my precious boys, Marlon Duarte, and also to Rudes Lagura, Lanchi Official, Idol 12, Idol Marlo 12. Yun ang mga members ko guys. Thank you so much. The super chatter as well, like Carol Celoterio, Rudes Lagura, and Fisha Sabik. They're always giving the Makulay team, the blue color. Thank you, and have a good day, and thank you for watching guys. Aisha Rankin, Tika Ching Kitchen, Yana Ako Tagalog, Yuan in America Vlog, Bianca Puppet, Kuya Sed, and Lynn Sawada. Thank you for joining the team Makulay.